Hey guys, this is Brent with Western Equipment. In this video today, I'm going to be showing you how to do a blade change and installing a front jack kit to make that blade change easier on this 2020 John Deere Z920M. So let's get started. Before we get started, let's talk about a few of the parts and tools and things we're going to want around when doing this job. First and foremost is going to be your jack lift kit here. Things that are going to come in that kit are going to be the jack, the bracket and the pin, your hardware, your safety stickers, and the installation instructions. This is a John Deere kit, so I will put a link in the description below where you can get this kit directly from me. Also here you're going to have your 3 mower blades. This is a 54-inch deck, so you are going to have those 3 blades. These will also be available in that link in the description, so make sure to check that out if you're interested in these 2 things. Now next what we have back here are going to be our jack stands and wheel chocks. These are just going to be our safety items that are very crucial to have around, as even though we're going to be held up by this jack here, you want to make sure that that mower does not have that chance of falling down on you, or rolling back on you there. So that's what our wheel chocks and jack stands are for. Then on top here we have our piece of wood. This is what we're going to use to stabilize those blades underneath when taking them off and going back on with the new ones. For tools, guys, we have our 3/8 ratchet here with 15mm socket. This is the socket you're going to use to install the bolts and nuts here for your bracket on your jack kit. Then we also have 24mm socket here to use with your ratchet when taking off the old blades, and then also 24mm socket and torque wrench here to reinstall those blades, as these blades do need to be torqued down to spec, which are going to be in your operator manual here. The torque spec is going to be 90 foot-pounds, which we have the ratchet set to. But guys, make sure you're going ahead and breaking out that operator manual so you can look at these instructions step by step and make sure that you're doing everything to spec. So from there, guys, let's go ahead and go get to the front of the mower and start installing that jack kit. Here at the front of the mower, guys, we're going to go ahead and install the bracket portion of the jack kit. Now you'll notice we have this top piece right here that sticks out, this flag piece. Just know that this is what's going to go onto the top of your foot platform here. You're just going to line this bracket up, the 4 holes here, with the 4 holes that are already cut out in your foot platform. So just go ahead and stick that on. Now you do have these bolts here, these carriage bolts that have that square neck right there. As you can see, you're going to want to make sure put those facing in towards the foot platform, and then just line those up and go ahead and set your top 2 there, and then reach back around and start your nuts on both sides here. And then go ahead and start your bottom ones before you tighten anything up. Same thing, get those put in, start your nuts. Right there, and then go ahead and grab that 3/8 ratchet with that 15mm socket and start to tighten everything up. Make sure we're getting those as tight as we can get them, as guys, it's very important that this bracket does not come loose so that jack performs as it's supposed to. All right, so once you've got that on, next thing, guys, is you're going to want to put on your pin here, and it actually has a ring that you can install straight onto the mower here to make it to where you're not going to lose that. You're just going to install that right there. For video purposes, I'm just going to leave that off. Slide the pin in here. And that's what's going to hold your jack on. So next, go ahead and just take our jack here, slide it onto the bracket, slide in our pin, and then right there is where that jack will ride, or where it will be whenever it's not in use. Now, you know, when you're going on and you're mowing, I would probably go ahead and take this off, because that's going to rattle and bang around. But if you're just going to be storing the mower, putting it up, once you're done mowing, putting it up for the winter, it's a good place for storage there. And then whenever you're ready to actually use the jack, slide it down into the up and down position, and then it is ready to use. So just like any other normal trailer jack, just run it on out here, and this will start to lift the front of that mower. Now, last step on this, guys, is going to be installing your safety label. So you have those labels that come in the kit. Look just like this. Just going to install this right on top, just so you know you're keeping yourself informed and reminded that this can be a crushing hazard if we're not following the right steps here. So just go ahead and place that on there, just like that. And that's all there is to installing the kit. Next step, guys, before doing the blade change is making sure and having the mower ready, having it up and stabilized before ever getting underneath the mower. So as you can see back behind my rear wheels there, I do have our back set of wheel chocks. I have the same thing done on the other side. Those are just going to be a big solid rubber piece that are going to help stabilize that and keep this mower from rolling back once I have it up off the ground. I also have my jack stands here ready to put in place once we get the machine jacked up. So we'll just go ahead and start jacking up the machine here. Now keep in mind, you've got to get it ran up quite a ways. That way you're able to get underneath. And then you also want to have it up high enough that your jack stands go underneath. You're going to set those on the corner of the deck, on the front corners there. And also you're going to want to have it up high enough that you can run those out a little ways, maybe up just a couple of notches here. Next thing we need to do is get our jack stands put into place. Get your other one set here on the other side. Your other set of wheel chocks right there. Same thing on the other side. First thing is going to be, guys, getting your wood block here put in place. I've found that right out here on the deck, right here, this welded piece is going to be a good catch for that block. So I'm just going to get it positioned in. Make sure you push it up to where it's hitting, you know, on the top of your deck there, and also catching, you know, on that welded piece. Make sure that your blade is touching your block there, and then just start to break that loose. And looks like we've got it loose there. Now we'll just go ahead and take this off by hand. And once you run that down and out, guys, that blade will fall with your bolt and 2 washers, just like so. Just make sure that whenever you take that old blade off and you've got your bolt here, that you don't lose either washer, as you do have 2 there. Keep them on the bolt. That'll make sure that when you go back on with the new blade that you're going back on correctly. We'll take our new blade. When you're going on with these blades, just make sure that your wing side is facing the top of the deck there. Go ahead and put your bolt on the bottom. And then line your blade up. And go ahead and start that by hand. Once you start to get it towards the top, you're going to want to make sure and get that blade lined up to where the hole is in the right spot on the spindle. We're going to want to be at the 90 foot-pound setting, which we are here. Go ahead and switch out your socket, and then we will get that put on here. And then we'll just start to torque these down. Now remember with these torque wrenches, when you hit that spot, you'll hear the click, and there it is. It's going to be the same process on the next two going down. Like you saw there, the hardest part is going to be finding the placement for that block. And maybe for you, another easier way would be to get underneath this mower, find a place for the block, and maybe even use that impact or something of that nature. We don't have those out here. We've just got our handy dandy hand tools, and so we're showing you probably the hardest way to do it, but this way you have the manual way to do it. Just like we talked about before, make sure when doing this process, you're being very mindful of how you're installing your jack kit if you go that route, and also taking all of your safety precautions of using the wheel chocks, using the jack stands, just to make sure that you are being absolutely safe when doing this process. And like we talked about before, guys, if you're interested in the jack kit, or the mower blades, maybe you have this mower, you're looking into it, just remember that we'll have that link in the description below to go to west-equip.com/parts where you can get those things. And guys, if this video helped you out, make sure to hit that like button, give us a subscribe, as that helps us out as well. And like always, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.